Want to take awesome drone shots in Thailand? You know, those amazing golden beaches, old ruins, and views that take your breath away. But where are the best places to fly? And how do you do it without breaking the rules? In this video, I'll show you 9 great spots across Thailand. I'll also explain what extra papers you need for each place and how to get them. So let's get started. Let's start in Phuket, Thailand's biggest island. Lots of people travel here, and drone fans love it too. From the gentle curves of Koh Tao Beach to the steep cliffs at Nai Harn, you can get all sorts of great aerial shots here. It's also pretty easy to get around, with good roads and many places to take off. But because it's popular, the rules are a bit stricter. First thing, you need to sign up your drone with CAAT, that's the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, and NBTC, the phone and internet people. These rules are for the whole country, no matter where you fly. But in Phuket, you also need to know about the big no-fly zone around the airport. It's 9 kilometers in every direction, so stay out of there. And always remember, you can't fly over people or close to resorts. Keep at least 30 meters away. If you're taking off from someone's land, make sure you ask them first. If you're careful and follow the rules, Phuket will give you amazing shots you won't forget. Just across the water from Phuket is Krabi. This place has those dramatic limestone cliffs and beaches that look like they're straight out of a picture. You can only get to Railay beach by boat, and it feels like a secret spot hidden by the cliffs. Ao Nong is easier to reach and just as pretty for photos. Like always, first you need to register with CAAT and NBTC. Then, double-check the airspace. Krabi Airport has its own area where you can't fly. And here's something important. A lot of Krabi's beautiful coast and islands, including parts of Railay, are in Hat Nafarat Thuran National Park. That means, besides the usual papers, you need a special permission slip from the park people. You can try emailing them, but going to their main office in person is often the best way to get it. Also, keep in mind that temples, like the famous Tiger Cave, usually need their own permission. Krabi's views are amazing, but getting the right permits is really important. Phang Nga Bay feels like you're in a dream. Imagine villages that float on the water, tucked under pointy cliffs, and viewpoints like Samet Nangsha that seem perfect for drone shots. But you really need to understand the rules here. Almost the entire bay is Ao Phang Nga National Park. So, along with your CAAT and NBTC papers, you'll need another permit just for this park. Plan to visit their office to ask for it. And if you were thinking about flying over the famous James Bond Island, you should know that drone flights there are very controlled, and you can get big fines if you break the rules. Instead, focus on places where you can fly, like Koh Phangan or viewpoints like Samet Nangsha. The views are just as great, as long as you have all the right permissions. Koh Phi Phi, you'd know it anywhere. It looks like a movie. Those bright blue lagoons and tall cliffs, especially around Maya Bay, are a big draw for filmmakers and drone pilots. But because it's so famous, the rules are very strict. Like parts of Krabi, Koh Phi Phi is part of Hat Nafarat Thuran National Park. This means you have to get that special park permit, along with your regular CAAT and NBTC registrations. Don't even think about flying without it. They check often. You need to ask for the permit from the park people. You can try going there in person or contacting them ahead of time by email or phone. Plan ahead, get your paperwork sorted, and you'll get footage that really stands out. Now let's go inland to the beautiful Khao Sok National Park. Chow Lan Lake winds through old jungle and tall limestone cliffs, often covered in morning mist. It's out of the way, incredibly wild, and gives you a completely different look at Thailand. To fly here, you need your CAAT and NBTC papers, plus a Khao Sok National Park permit. The good thing is, people say this permit is usually pretty easy to get if you go to the park's visitor center. Make sure you have time to travel to the park and go through the permit process. If you have the right permissions, Khao Sok offers really peaceful and dramatic aerial shots. Up north, Chiang Mai has a different kind of beauty with its mountains, rolling hills, and green rice fields. The countryside outside the city has lots of space for great drone flights. Just remember that the Chiang Mai airport's no-fly zone goes out quite far. You'll need your CAAT and NBTC registration, of course. If you want to film the amazing views from Doi Inthanon National Park, Thailand's highest mountain, you'll need an extra permit just for that park. You should contact the Doi Inthanon Park office directly to ask about and get permission for your drone. And as a general rule in Thailand, You need clear permission to fly near temples. Explore the mountains, follow the rules, and the north will reward you. Looking for something different and not so touristy? Check out the salt flats of Phetchaburi. These big, colorful pools of water look amazing from the air, especially when the sun rises or sets. It's not as crowded here, so you might have a more relaxed time flying. Even in this quieter place, you still need to register your drone with CAT and NBTC. While there probably aren't as many local rules as in national parks or cities, always fly carefully. If you want to see some unique beauty and a different side of Thailand, Phetchaburi is a great choice. Ayutthaya Historical Park, which used to be a grand capital city, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site full of old temple ruins and holy Buddha statues. It's really beautiful to see, but you need to be very respectful and follow strict rules. Getting your CAT and NBTC papers is just the first step here. To fly a drone in the historical park, you'll likely need special permission from the Fine Arts Department or the park people themselves. This isn't a quick process, and you need to apply ahead of time. Contact the archaeology office before you visit to understand what you need to do and how to apply. Flying here is a special thing that's only allowed with clear approval, because this place is very important culturally. Finally, let's talk about Bangkok. You mostly can't fly drones in the center of Bangkok because the airspace is very restricted, VTR1, and it's close to the Suvarnabhumi, BKK, and Don Mueang, DMK, airports. However, the areas just outside the city have some interesting possibilities. Places like Bang Krachao, Bangkok's Green Lung, or unique spots like the ancient city, Mueang Baran, might be good for filming. Even here, you have to register with CAT and NBTC. Plus, places like Ancient City will probably want you to get permission directly from their office before you fly. Always check and ask for permission locally. Thailand's beauty from up high is amazing, but remember to fly legally and be respectful. Sign up your drone, know where you can't fly, especially airports, and get those important permits. Did you like the views and the info? Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more aerial adventures, and tell us in the comments where you're planning to fly next. Have safe travels and happy flying!